Riway New Distributor Orientation by Dr. Lim Bun Hong, read by Team Red Footprint. NDO 5 5 Principles. Just like I have mentioned, there are no conditions. Anyone can do this industry. An industry with no discipline. Everyone can do it. I really don't know who will join Riway tomorrow. I really don't know. Is it possible that a terrible person may join Riway? Yes, maybe. Just because of the lack of discipline. That's why we should even place more emphasis on it. Agree? Or it will be totally messy. Okay, I don't fear that no one will come. I say it often. I'm not afraid that no one does direct sales. My first NDO was in Bukit Mertajam. Only 4 attendees. 4 elderly people. One of them fell asleep just 5 minutes after I began. But today, he is still awake at this point of my speech. So, this portier must be very effective. Why should I cheat you? It begins with these 4 people. I don't fear that no one comes. Just begin with these 4 people, right? We cherish whoever comes in. Why care about who doesn't come? Some people create organizations. He creates meetings. They anticipate that there will be 100 people coming. It turns out that only 50 came. They spend the whole day worrying about the 50 that don't come. Then, take it out on the 50 that do come. Crazy, right? Ridiculous. That is the thing you cannot control. Why should you even think about it? The thing you can control is that you cherish the 50 that have already come. Cherish that one person, and let me tell you, suppose that we merely have 3 people coming today. I guarantee you that these 3 people will 100% become a Pegasus. It's true, I will teach them to be better. I will try all my best to teach them. It's just like this. We should cherish it, and this will be so much better. You have to excite yourself and turn this energy into power. You don't complain. Why didn't you bring someone? Didn't we agree? Aren't you all brothers? No, steady. You scold them for not bringing prospects. Cherish them. Thank them for coming. The more they want to come, and more will come. That's it, correct? It does not mean that if there are many people, then it is the right way. You should see who it is. Don't be fooled by false impressions. If your organization has these people, you should keep them. And if your organization doesn't have these people, then suddenly many people came. Then there will be a lot of problems. That doesn't mean you will win when more people do direct sales, trust me. It doesn't mean that the more people you get, the greater chance you win. It is a well-grounded and controllable organization that matters. An organization you can control, that is the most important. Movable soldier troop, that is a good army troop, but those army troops that lead you are useless. 5 principles. It is because it doesn't have a discipline, so we all should have discipline. Humans are the biggest problem. The 5 principles can be used to solve all human problems, and it is very important. Number 1, never pass negative emotions downward. If you have any negative emotion, don't pass it to your downline. Don't talk about it with your organization. Don't talk about it with your downline. Don't tell me this person is your friend for decades. Negative emotions should not be passed downward because when you come to Riway, it becomes a new relationship. Call it the upline and the downline. Negative emotions should not be passed downward, understand? This is the first one. Number 2, always pass good ideas upward. Whatever you think are very good ideas, new ideas. If you think of a special idea, then you should discuss it with your upline, okay? Maybe it is not a good idea, but the whole team will make and improve it together. Doing it alone will not bring you to win. It is similar to army troops fighting war. You must work together. Again, whenever there's a good idea, discuss it with the upline. Number 3. Eliminate any relations between sidelines. Sidelines do not have relationships. No interesting relationships. If you don't want to cooperate, no need to exchange phone numbers. There's no need. Never mix your relationships. Once they have mixed, you will cause troubles for others, right? Between two sidelines, don't meet customers together. No need to sponsor prospects together. It is much better to go and consult the upline directly. Okay? Between the sidelines, don't be confused. Number 4, no dispute over money. How much is just like that? Sometimes we do business. Everyone does business. Everyone is linked together, so sometimes we get confused on who will pay first, right? Or how much. We even emphasized this before. Go on Dutch when eating together, okay? This is also very important. Many people say upline earn money, so upline should pay. One day you will become upline too. It is still okay in Riway, but we never say go on Dutch. Why last time we go on Dutch? Because last time we did not earn much. At Riway, everyone fights to pay the bill. Sometimes we fight to pay the bill and even quarrel. I would look at them fiercely and say, keep the money. We will even compete who has more money to pay. Too much, right? This is good culture. We must learn to be more generous. Sometimes when we are with friends and NDO teaches us to go on Dutch, I feel like there are some problems with it. We must understand how to analyze. You will realize sometimes two friends went out for coffee or tea. If one person treats you with courtesy, don't say, Dr. Lim say we go on Dutch, so we pay on our own. How annoying, right? We should be generous, and of course we don't go and order expensive fish and meat when in fact you cannot afford it and is just for a show-off. I think there's no need for that. Just normal meals. I think it is okay to offer a treat, not a big problem. Don't do it because you want to show off and order all kinds of expensive dishes. Offering a treat to me is okay, but no dispute over money. When we talk about business, it is different. How much means how much. If that is the cost, then we will sell it at the cost. If it is 109,000 pesos, I will sell it at the same price of 109,000 pesos. If you sell at a different price, will you cause trouble for others? Yes, perhaps it may cause trouble to other people. But this is the problem with direct sales. Why? Because direct sales have commission. When commission existed, people think from the perspective of a businessman. They will think that they will sell at lower profit but will sell more quantity. I earn less, but I sell a lot by selling at a lower price. You are doomed. Why? Because this action cannot be duplicated. You sell alone. How long can he sell? He can sell how many? If you're really good, how many can you sell? 50,000? If you really can sell 50,000, I would suggest you selling at 109,000 pesos. You will earn more. Impossible. You can't possibly sell so many. Someone with experience and a huge network selling 30 sets is already very good. Personal sales of 30 sets are already very good. You would have gained a lot of experience by selling 30 sets, as you would have faced a lot of rejection before closing that 30 sets. You don't need to do that. The main point is to duplicate the right things. To be honest, you can never imagine how much it costs the company to solve this. The company will pay a great cost. To deal with this matter is to ensure the fairness of the market. Do you think that it can be completely solved if you think deeply? I have already told you that this industry had no discipline. I don't even know who will join tomorrow. But today, if a businessman sells at a low price and he does it in Riway, then he thinks by doing that he can snatch another's market. I think he is wrong. Because number 1, he won't be able to sell many. And number 2, he will influence the others. Honestly, if you were influenced, you deserved it. Why? Because this is something you can't control. The problem also happened to others, but they're still successful. Why can't you? Because they are not affected. Heard from some people that the market is messy. Can't do here. Why? Whole world says he sells cheap. Whole world? You walk on the streets, then you see one person and ask him, have he heard about Portier? You see 100 people, ask them, have they heard about Portier? I believe they have not heard about it. Those who know about Portier are sitting here. In fact, he asked 2 people and that 2 people said that the market was messy and he believed. I think no one knows the market is still fresh. This is the difference between us. This means our aspirations are different. Well, he cannot bear the influence from 2 people. He cannot withstand the negative effects from 2 people. He concluded the market is messy. Looking back at the Singapore market, at our rival, the Z company. The time we just started, they also started. I sell deer placenta, they sell sheep placenta. They do advertisements, hire someone, and spend a lot of money. While we do it quietly, 1 or 2 years later, here we are. We have surpassed them. Their sales performance was less than our 10%, and yet they concluded that the market is already saturated. At that time, I think we hadn't even started. But after 3 years, we multiplied 30 times and then later multiplied 50 times. As I still think we haven't started, they already perished. Haven't heard of it anymore in the market. Why? Because the other boss thinks the market is already saturated and this is different in aspiration. Everyone, I keep thinking that it has not started. If we think of it as if it has not started, we can penetrate the market even more, right? Let me ask you, has Malaysia started? No, right? Only a few thousand people in Malaysia are using. There are still tens of thousands of people in the market, right? Still has tens of thousands in the market that has not been discovered. If you say the market is messy, saturated, and ridiculous, your aspiration is small. Not that the market is messy, we should open our eyes and look at the world instead. The market is big and weird, yet everyone says the market is messy. My sideline also says the market is messy, and that some people are selling lower prices in their shops. But strangely, when I go and find my customers, I ask 20 people, 100 people, no one has heard about my product. I smoothly sell to them. Why? Because they are affected by trivial things like people pasting posters to sell cheaply. I never take this as a problem. I am telling you, the company will pay a lot to solve problems like this, but you yourself have to solve your own problem. You do not think of something you can control. I think black and white will never solve the direct sales issue. Trust me, there are a lot of changes. Black and white also cannot solve it because people have too many changes. What is the best way? The best way is to educate. This is the first time I organized 16 sessions to educate. This is the best way to minimize the problem. And then after this, you will have to pass it down, or the problem will always be there. Honestly, Riway has already handled the problem to the best minimum. We have to be thankful. Let us talk about direct selling in Malaysia. We do direct sales and we know so many people doing direct sales. What is the usual sales turnover of a direct sales company? First month's sales turnover is usually around 2.4 million pesos to 3 million pesos when they first started. Problems with the price slashing will come, but Riway last month has almost 1.9 billion sales turnover. Take away 1.4 billion, we are still number 1. 5 million alone can crush people. We are at a total of 1.5 billion pesos. Now with these figures, we only have this small issue of price slashing. Don't tell me that market is messy. The market is clean. There is nothing. In fact, I know who is doing it. Let us now proceed to the last principle. Number 5. No dispute over feelings. Between men and women, there may be forbidden feelings. This is an abnormal feeling, and we should not have it, as having it will cause disputes. Don't touch others' husband or wife. That is wrong, especially it is very complicated in any organization. We might cross each other's path or even more complicated, resulting in great impact, frightening impact on few families, and we must have to be very clear why we are here. We can look, but cannot touch. We must control this abnormal feeling. Agreed? I know many people eat portiere, but that does not mean that you cannot be involved in a relationship. We are not monks, and we don't want an unusual relationship. No dispute, take note. Do not do what will cause other families. We encourage to be positive and enjoy good things. 5 principles. These 5 principles don't offend. You don't have to suspect the credibility of the teaching, and you do not need to challenge it, because it's a waste of your time and life. Why? Because life is short, and we do not have the expense of extra time.